everyone, and welcome back to the AMAC. And good Thursday evening to you all out there. On tonight's show, we are going to have our Dream Series Part 2 for 2022. And when we left off on the part 1, it was still on October the 5th of 2019. So I will just pick right up where I left off there. But first, I want to tell you all that on the dream that I was telling you that I had about the police and their move to my old elementary school, I forgot to tell you all in the dream two things. One, I forgot to just describe to you when you walked in to the school, the new police department. On the left-hand side was a sheet of glass, and it maybe was about 12 feet in length, perhaps, on the left-hand side, and it was really big. So I did want to tell you that, and it had sort of a doctor's office environment feel to it, so to speak. But anyhow, the glass was on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side were these individual doors, sort of like an doctor's office. And when you walk down the hallway, they were these doors on the right-hand side. And something else that just did not make sense in the dream was something about used clothing. And I don't know what that was about. So anyhow, something about used clothing. I don't know if this was maybe later on down the road or something. And while I am talking about that and sort of on this subject, years ago in 2016, I actually don't have this dream journaled in here, but it was on a separate sheet of paper because I was not here when I had this dream. But it was of the sheriff's office. And some people that work there and in the community were at a brick house close to the sheriff's office. And this brick house, people were there and they were having a get-together, so to speak. And I guess that's what was happening, but everyone seemed to be having a good time, but it was unusual, the atmosphere. And something about salamanders. They were these salamanders, and they were all around inside this brick house, and even, I think some were on the outside too as well. But they were like a neon fluorescent color. So why the salamanders, I do not know. But again, this is just a dream. They're all just dreams. I do not claim any of these to be, they're all just fiction. And I did say this in the last video, and I want to reiterate that. And I do not proclaim to be a prophet of any kind. These are just dreams. I don't put a lot into them. And so that's that on that. And also in the dream with the sheriff's department, I remembered that there was a flight of concrete steps. And for some reason in the dream, I had an eerie feeling do not go up those steps because it led to something bad or the other. Just another one of my crazy dreams I have. So, and actually, we're gonna be soon getting up to the point of the dream that we will actually be painting, and it's just absolutely beautiful, and you will all love it, and we will be painting that one outside. So I want to take you to October the 5th of 2019. And again, check out part 1 on the lions so you will kind of understand where we are at right now. So October the 5th, 2019. Another recent dream was maybe 2 weeks ago, and this had me, my mom, and a family member in it. And my mom was living in this apartment, and it was not the one that I remembered her living in before she passed away. But this was an apartment somewhere different. I did not recognize this place. So she was living in this apartment somewhere, and it had heavy smoke damage for some reason or the other. And a family member had to go to work, and I had been taking scraps outside, and there was a small area of woods here, and they were close to my mom's apartment. And this family member told me, Amanda, I need to tell you something. Be careful and don't be outside taking scraps out anymore. There is a lot of coyotes in those woods, and they have been watching you. Okay, that was the end of that dream. Now, this is October the 5th, 2019, the same night. Last night, I dreamed many things, but these two I remember the most. There was this place, a white building, yet on the outside, it looked like a business. But on the inside, it was really a house, and it was really fancy. And there was many children in it, and they were so scared. And there was this really mean man that walked around a lot in this house. And I don't know why I was there, but I had decided to help these children escape from this place, which didn't really look like a house on the outside, but inside it was. And there was an upstairs, something like an attic, and the children were hiding. And the stairs in this house were really, really long with those fancy wire things in them. And it seems like there was a marble floor that was white with gray swirls in it, and it was so shiny. So I let these children know that we were going to escape ahead of time, and they agreed to be quiet and not say anything. So I escaped and got some of the children out, but not all of them. There was so many children there. So the man knew that we were escaping, and he got mad and started yelling, and there were children running everywhere. And when I came outside, I remember it was a large city, and there was a fast and Marta, and I want to stop right here. I actually had to describe what I seen in the dream when I come outside of this house to someone, and so he told me what he thought it was, and I looked it up on the internet, or he did actually for me. And there is such a thing, and it's called a Marta, because I'd never heard of a Marta until this dream, and had never seen anything like it in person or anywhere else that I can recollect. So this Marta was there outside this house, and it moved really fast. The other dream I had last night was about many lions. And here again, I had been taking out scraps. And then noticed after doing this a few days that lions started coming up slowly, kind of circling around me from a distance. And I have a footnote wrote down here. Okay, yes, I wrote in the footnote here, so you can all see why. If you all seen part 1, you absolutely understand now why I had to do a part 2, because just of this many dreams of lions in one night on October the 5th of 2019. So back up here, these lions were circling around me from a distance. And I didn't know if it was because of the scraps or meat they wanted to eat. But they appeared hungry, it seemed, maybe. But anyhow, they didn't rush up to me. These two slowly approached me, a male and female. And the female got the closest. And suddenly I got mad, because I needed to be somewhere, and I was in a hurry in the dream. In my dream, I was in a hurry, and I was getting really irritated. So I yelled, "You get back, I mean it." And she jumped when I done that and got back, and then started slowly approaching me again. And I got really mad this time and said, "Get back. I'm not playing." So that was it. And then on the lions from October the 5th of 2019. And this next one is May the 18th of 2020. And this dream was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages front and back. And this one is about Korea. And there were many things I seen in this dream, but the one thing that I'm not going to read this one tonight, but the one thing that stood out to me the most was these railroad tracks. And it wasn't the railroad tracks, but what was close to the railroad tracks in my dream. It was meant to be hid, but yet they're in plain sight. So that was definitely a crazy dream. 14 pages on Korea front and back. But I do want to quickly tell you about a dream that I have to go back through here and see when that was journaled. But can tell you this. It was just a few years ago. And I dreamed, in the dream, it was dark and it was at night. And these things like airplanes and these drones that were like maybe this big around per se, but everything that was in mid-air or up in our atmosphere in my dream, suddenly all at one time, everything was falling out of the sky, engulfed in flames. And on dream number 3, the dream series number 3, I will introduce to you the dream that we are going to paint, number 1. And on touching on what I just talked about these things that were in the air and just suddenly were engulfed in flames and were coming down out of the air. I also will be talking to you about another dream about some things that were on fire as well. So everyone, this is all of the reading we will do. This will wrap this up for our dream series number 2 for 2022. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be painting pictures of the jail or the SO and some of these other things. That is why I am reading some of these to you, but I will be painting a picture of a lion. Not all of the lion dreams, but perhaps one of them. So everyone, that will wrap it up, and stay tuned. We have much more coming here from the AMAC and a lot of videos. And as always, everyone, and until we meet again, may God bless you and God keep